He has another son, though.
Oh, you're talking about the older one. Okay.
To which names are escaping us. Let us know
Yeah.
in the comments below if you know the names of his sons.
Lucerys, Jaehaerys, Fussera, one of the Harris.
Fuzzy Harris.
One of the Harris.
Yeah, one of the Harrises. Welcome back to the Cinema So Far podcast, the podcast where good friends talk about great cinema. And today we are talking about House of the Dragon, Season 2, Episode 3. The title is The Burning Mill. I'm your host, James, and as always, we have our resident sweet summer child, Sydney.
I'm claiming Harrenhal!
For which side?
Both. And then we also have our maester, our resident maester here, Travis.
Yes, you honor me, your grace.
So, this is the third episode of Season 2, guys. It's titled The Burning Mill. Anyone have an idea of what that means? Where that name comes from?
Honestly, no. No.
You had to, really be paying attention in the beginning.
The Burning Mill. Paying attention to the intro scene of the...
That too, but no, the opening scene, the opening of the episode.
Where the teenagers are
The Bracken
beefing.
and the... What are the two? Bracken and...
The Blackwoods and the Brackens.
Blackwoods. Yeah. The Burning Mill. Sounds like there's a mill that burns.
Yep. You got it, buddy. So during that battle, it was right by the mill, and you can kind of see it in the background, and it's kind of charred up. It's the Battle of the Burning Mill because it took place right there. But yeah, we will get there. We'll get to that opening scene. But first, what did you guys think of the episode? Any overall thoughts there?
Yeah, so I thought it was a bit slower than last episode, but I'm still liking this season the best, and I like the payoff from it. You couldn't just jump into season 3 of this and get what's going on, so I kind of like that about it.
Yeah, it's building, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about where this unfolds. Trying not to be biased or jaded by the previous thoughts of, well, the writing goes to crap, and so, the show's just terrible after that. I mean, I haven't felt that way. I mean, I know it had been said before that, I think in the time of when this was made, I don't know where eventually there was a writer's strike or something that happened.
You're right.
So okay, the writing gets weird, but I don't notice that yet. So it's still, relates to your favorite talking head scenes. There's a lot of that, it's really riveting dialogue. There's a lot of riveting dialogue, but I found some humor in some of it, which I do sometimes, and I don't know if we are supposed to or not. Sometimes it feels like, is it supposed to be funny, or am I just twisted?
Hey, could be both. What was some of those parts that you're talking about?
Well, just when he goes to I don't even know what they consider this, the brothel, the place, right? And he just finds his brother, and he's just laughing at him and just this is crazy. This is funny, but I don't think it's.
I mean, it is funny. He's laying in the fetal position.
That's his favorite position. That's
right. He's been
his go-to.
Tortured and tormented, but he's also a badass. But he's not. It's so interesting to see.
And he kind of, he still held his badassery, I think, because whenever his brother was making fun of him or whatever, he just got up, didn't try to cover himself, didn't try to run out of there or anything. He just got up and slowly walked out.
Fine, you can have her. She means nothing to me now.
Yeah,
it is a power move.
It was, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm with you guys. Like I like the episode, and Travis, I think you're right. Like there was some back and forth when this season first was being aired around the writing and stuff, but I didn't see it either. I felt like all the dialogue was really good. I was I was really surprised, guys, that that whole misunderstanding around Alicent hearing that Aegon should be king. And I was really surprised that all of that was hashed out in a conversation. I didn't think that was actually going to happen
Yeah.
where they were going to talk about it. It kind of just felt like it was a misunderstanding that led to the war and it was going to stay in the past. But they talked it out at the end of the episode. So, and it
I
doesn't
mean,
change anything,
that's what I
you
was gonna
know?
say. Like, it doesn't seem like it's really gonna do anything at this point, but at least she got to say her piece.
All right.
Yeah.
Rhaenyra
Yeah.
got to say what she wanted to say and really get an answer and figure it out for herself what happened, but that she can't do anything about that because even if Alicent is like, you know what? Shit, you could be right. I could be wrong. She's not going to admit that. And like, it's too late.
What good's it gonna do? What are you gonna snatch the crown off of Aegon? Like,
I was
no
wrong.
way.
He didn't actually mean it. He was delirious.
Psych.
No, they're committed to them being in power.
Yeah, but I just thought that was a cool twist where you don't see that a lot of times in movies or TV where people are actually having a conversation about the misunderstanding. It's always just it was a misunderstanding and no one ever talks about it ever again.
I
So
thought it
that
was so cool how it happened too, that the white worm gave her a lead and that she snuck in on the church. I mean, what a cool way to sneak up on her. I don't know. I just thought that was
yeah,
cool.
it was cool. And Rhaenyra looks great as a nun, I gotta say.
Just her little face
Yeah.
sticking out.
Yeah, just a little face popping through. But yeah, that was a cool part, and I think it was like a combination of Mysaria, like you said, the White Worm, and also Rhaenys kind of in her ear saying, "Man, you gotta chill because all these guys in here want to kill everything, and they don't care if the whole realm's torn apart, but."
Hmm.
Cooler heads need to prevail. She gave her that whole speech.
Yeah. It's a great character that she's playing.
Yeah, she's really wise, badass and wise. Okay, and one other thing I wanted to bring up. Did you guys watch the intro this time? Did
The
you notice
hanging
anything?
people
Yeah,
was gnarly. That's the thing that stuck out most to me.
they updated the scenes, right,
Yeah.
to
Did
reflect some
change it.
stuff that happened. It was not only the people hanging, but it was also the little Prince Jaehaerys that got beheaded.
Yeah. The
That was in there
threads like
too. Yep. Got sewed up. You see him getting sewed up later in the episode too.
That was
Ironically,
yeah, I
wild.
wasn't expecting that.
yeah, yeah, that was a cool scene. And we'll get there. Let's go ahead and start with the opening. So we open with another scene that shows what started this huge battle, and it turns out it's just some kids that are trying to start beef with each other because they feud, they hate each other, and this was just a reason to fight. It seemed like.
I mean,
Yeah.
it
They
was just an ocean of dead bodies. Like, damn.
Yeah.
feuding over territory, which is kind of what seems like all human nature has been, is just feuding over territory. But you moved our marking stones and now your cows are feeding on our grass.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then it kind of turned to them beefing over the Prince Jaehaerys getting killed too, right? He called him a baby killer or baby slayer or
Babe
something.
killer, yeah.
Yeah. And so people are picking sides. It's not just between the lords and the kings and queens. It's like it's getting to the streets now.
What
It's
was in
getting
the
bloody.
water that they flashed to? It wasn't the king's hand, but it was a pin that one of them was wearing.
Yeah, that was well, okay, so This was one of my favorite like pieces of editing and sound design, because whenever they are in their face, they're talking trash like they're about to fight, and then it cuts. You can kind of like hear the battle, and all these voices, and metal clashing and everything, and then it just cuts to that guy dead in the water with the sword in his neck. So it was actually that
Mhm.
kid,
The
and he
one in
was
yellow.
the one in yellow, and he was wearing a pin. So whenever he was standing up, you could see it, and that's what was in the water,
And he
along
was
with
just blood
him.
soaked.
Yeah, along with him with a sword in his neck, his own sword, I think.
I think so too. And I was watching another um, kind of recap on the show, or a little bit of a spoiler, or 10 things you might have missed kind of episode. And they harken back to the beef when Rhaenyra was getting all the men were being like promoted, and then there was the boy. This is another part of that, just sin begets sin begets sin, of just like they just fight. They don't even know why anymore. They just hate each other. And I was wondering if that little kid had grown up to be one of them, but doesn't, I don't know if you could like, oh, he doesn't really look like him. I don't know if you could look at like a kid versus like an older.
Well, I know the answer to that if you want it.
Yeah.
So, and Sid, do you remember that scene that he's talking about where that the jock kind of kid was like, "She has a dragon, you dumb cunt," and then
How could I forget?
Yeah.
the smaller nerdier kid kills him, right?
Yeah, that was badass.
Yeah, so it was those two groups again, like they're from
Still fighting.
those families, those houses. So neither one of is so that kid grows up and he's in the show. However, it was none of the ones we saw today. You're going to
Okay.
see him a little bit later in season 2.
All right. Foreshadow.
Yeah. Yeah. So then after that, we see that the twins, Arik and Eric, are buried in the same grave right next to each other. And I don't know, I don't think that's like typical for, well, I guess twins would have to die at the same time to be buried with each other, but
I don't know.
I just thought it was interesting that like someone was saying, oh, this guy doesn't deserve to be in this grave. But Rhaenyra was like, no, it's cool. Like
Because they were at Dragonstone, and like,
I guess because he was on the other side, and I don't know what they would do with him in that instance, just like throw him in the ocean or something. But Rhaenyra was like,
I don't
no,
know.
he was fighting, for what he believed as well, and
She's like, you can't blame him for it. Just
yeah,
go for it.
yeah. What do we care?
Was that his son? Was that her son saying that?
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. I remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't tell who said it. And then that's where we get the scene of Rhaenys trying to reason with Rhaenyra and basically giving her that idea of like, hey, maybe you should talk to Alicent, before things get really out of hand. Because everyone really wants to fight and take the dragons over there and burn everything and just chaos. But it seems like at that moment, Rhaenyra was really open to listening to Rhaenys, but not complete. Like she wasn't convinced yet. That comes a little bit later, but she planted the seed.
Yeah, it didn't fall on deaf ears, like just being so stubborn about it. She
Right.
was open to what she had to say.
Yeah. And Rhaenyra, for all her faults, that's I think one of the good things about her is she's really open to listening and then making decisions with more information. All right. Anything else on these? Okay. So next we see that Criston Cole, with his new haircut, he's looking pretty stupid for throwing away that Kingsguard's life like that. And even Alicent is like talking smack to him about it. And everyone was like, whenever he goes to the green small council room and sits down, and everyone is just throwing shade about it.
But he was late.
Yeah,
Did he make those two guys stand up on the stairs? Like, he's like, I'm coming down. You must stand up.
Well, those
yeah.
guys, in a way, like, because those guys are friends of Aegon and were just given that position and they're slacking on the job. Like, you're not supposed to be sitting down, just chilling on the stairs.
It
You're
was just on. Okay, they're supposed to stand all the time. So he kind of whipped them up.
yeah,
Get up, you lazy bums.
right. And he was kind of taken back because he didn't even know that they were appointed as Kingsguards. I mean, they're all, I think throughout the episode, they all are just dipshits, you know? Like, they're not doing anything they're supposed to do, you know?
Right.
Imagine like you go to Buckingham Palace and, you know, the guys that are in the red suits with the black fuzzy hats are just like sitting there, you know, playing cards or taking a nap or something.
Not a good look.
Nah.
Well, and they haven't taken the oath in the way that it matters, and they don't honor the cloak, and like, because they're also like what they said about, like, you know, shouldn't you be celibate or something? He was like, oh, and they're like,
They bust out
oh
laughing.
yeah, for sure, yeah, celibate, yeah,
Totally.
you're serious.
Yes, Your Grace.
Yes.
Yeah. And it seemed like Aegon was kind of mad about it at first, but then he just like succumbed to the peer pressure and was like, all right, we're all going to the pleasure house then. So at the council, they're just arguing about like how to proceed, how to, you know, what are we going to do about this? Because now, you know, now beef is starting in the streets and everyone is fighting already. So they're trying to figure out what to do. And I thought one of the funniest parts was when Aegon is saying how he actually wants to go into battle, but whenever
Yeah.
whenever he says that, what does he say? He's like,
maybe I should ride another day or something.
yeah. Well,
No.
even before that, he was like, I'm as fearsome as any of them, and people just kind of like look away, and I don't know about that. And even his own mom is looking at him like, you are such an idiot.
He is.
He's thrilled by the violence,
But he's never fought, you know, so he's not. It's just all talk.
right? He's like, oh, this is what will make me a cool king, oh, they'll look to me. But and now, you know, as we find out in a little bit, but just, you know, that he's just going along, right? He's just like gullible, or just like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I should fly out to battle with y'all. Yeah, that's great, smart.
Yeah. He's like getting high on his own supply in a way. Like he's believing his own hype, even though it's not based on reality, you know. Oh, I'm wearing the conqueror's crown. I got the conqueror's sword. But he's not a conqueror, you know, and it's obvious. So yeah, that scene made me laugh whenever he was saying that, and everyone just
Totally
dismissed it. Anything else you guys notice about the small council scene? There was one thing I noticed that it was like my third watch, and maybe it's just obvious, but I didn't realize how much Alicent and Cole were kind of like bumping heads, you know?
Yeah, there's some friction there.
Yeah. She's not happy about the decisions that he's making. Or maybe she hates the haircut. Could be that too.
Probably the latter.
He's got the Julius Caesar or the George
Because
Clooney.
he was, you know, he's supposed to be committed and to be the queen's protector, and he I just changed positions, and now I'm, you know, helping make decisions.
Making bad ones too. You know. But then we see that we go back to Dragonstone, and we see that
it seems like it's all leading to this mysterious place, Harrenhal. It's apparently Sydney's now. She has claimed it.
She's claimed it.
Yes, it seems so.
That's all I had to do was say it.
That was one of the funniest parts for me, where Daemon just arrives and he's like, I'm claiming Harrenhal. Yeah, he's just like, it would appear so. You're right.
All he had to do was knock out one guard.
That was
Get off me.
was so funny to me. The halt guy, halt! Just knocks his ass out.
At least he
Yeah.
didn't kill him. He didn't stab him, at least.
Yeah.
He was bloodthirsty, but he was like, get out of my way.
And he was walking around there like it was like a video game level. Did you
That
notice
was
that?
fun.
It kind of
Yeah.
seemed that way to me.
Well, he's going into unknown territory. He really doesn't know what he's about to encounter, but it looks dilapidated. Like it does look run. You're like, wow, this doesn't look like what I have heard of Harrenhal.
Yeah.
But it's just like people don't know, or like it's not well known that this place has been burnt down. Like it's been destroyed, and they're just living in it still. Because where are they going to go?
And it's super wet. Like it's the wettest
It's the
castle I've ever
wetlands,
seen.
yeah. It's like a rainforest there, like when we went to Costa Rica.
It's like you can't walk through those hallways without getting dripped on. You know?
That was hilarious too. He's like trying to set little cups and pots out to like catch the drips, and he's just staring up at it, just staring. Like he's like, "What the fuck?"
And he's like,
"Yes."
okay, you can have it. This is what we're having for dinner.
And it's in a state of disrepair. Well, it should be in a state of repair. That line, that was probably my favorite line, I guess. Now that I just remember,
yeah, that was good.
It was
that
like,
was
yeah,
good.
this is in a state of disrepair.
Okay, so I was going to ask, what did you guys think about Mysaria bargaining with Rhaenyra? You know, the White Worm bargaining with Rhaenyra about.
I called it.
Yeah? Yeah?
Last episode, I was like, they're going to work together.
You did say that.
Good.
You
Good.
did say
I
that.
called it.
And
I thought that was so cool.
it
She's
seemed like
like,
Rhaenyra
yeah.
was like, okay, well played. You know?
But I've let you free, yes, and you giving me that grace has changed my mind.
Mm-hmm.
The shots too during that scene were so beautiful of them on the balcony and the dragons flying in the sky. I think they work well together, even though Rhaenyra thought I call her the White Worm. The White Worm wanted some kind of reward, but I think she just doing her a solid.
Yeah, and I think she like pointed out, like, hey, if the choice is between you, Rhaenyra, or Aegon, who has, you know, his own bastard kids, you know, he's filing down their teeth and making them fight in the pits. You're
No.
probably going to be a better ruler than him, you know.
Woo!
So I think she just wants to take care of the people, the small folk, and she knows that Rhaenyra is going to be a better queen.
For sure.
I mean, you can't get much lower than that, right?
The kid in the pit fighting?
Yeah,
No,
like
I don't think
making
so.
your own kids fight to the death and grow out their fingernails like claws to, you know, and filing their teeth
Oh
down.
my God. It's creepy.
Yeah. Not to mention what, you know, all the raping going on he was doing. He's not a good dude, you know.
It's just all of it's ridiculous. Oh my God.
So speaking of Aegon and him, you know, assaulting women and girls, do you guys remember back in the first season, the girl that he assaulted, and she was really afraid and terrified? Alicent comes to her and says, "Here, drink this,
Right.
and you're never going to tell anybody." Did you recognize that we saw her in this episode?
Was
No
she
way.
at work in the bar?
She was working in the bar.
And you slapped her ass?
Yep. Yeah. And that was the show. That was the show's way of telling us, like, Alicent didn't kill her. She gave her moon tea.
Okay.
So that was a cool little Easter egg there.
4 watches. I didn't catch that.
Yeah. I don't think it said her name. Her name was like Dana or Dinah or something. But yeah, they showed her face. Like they lingered on it for a little bit, I think, to really drive that point home. So then Rhaena, Daemon's daughter, gets a mission. Her mission is to transport the eggs, you know, the dragons, the eggs, and Rhaenyra's kids. And she is not happy about it at first.
I don't want to just be a maid.
Yeah. She's all like butthurt because she doesn't have a dragon and her sister does. And she feels like she's getting like the short end of the stick.
But it ends up being some honorable quest, right? Somehow
Yeah,
she's
I mean-
going to this other part of the land to kind of secure everything.
Well, and she didn't know that she was going to be transporting the dragon eggs also.
Okay, that was the golden egg.
Mm-hmm. Which leads me to my next Easter egg. It's literally an Easter egg. So did you guys recognize that those are the dragon eggs that hundreds of years later Daenerys receives?
Well, I wasn't sure if they were. I don't know if it ever explicitly. I thought it was still ambiguous if it really was them or not. But there's like 4.
There's 4, yeah. So one of
They talk about losing one in Game of Thrones.
I don't know. Well, there was
I
only
don't
3
remember.
in Game of Thrones, and so there's got to be something that happens to the 4th one.
One maybe
But
hatches or something.
yeah, but what I do know is that the creators of the show have definitely said those are
Okay.
Daenerys's
Okay.
eggs. They purposefully like made them look like that to make sure there was no doubt. And then the place that she's transporting them to is called Pentos, and that's where she receives the eggs. Or they're from Pentos.
Pentos is where
It's on the other side of the sea. It's kind of
the sea
another
snake
continent.
and them all are from that region.
No, that was where Pentos is where Daemon and his wife were hiding out last season. It was only like in one episode of the show, but maybe 2. Wherever they were whenever she was having the baby and Dracarys herself, but yeah. So thought that was just a cool little Easter egg there. So next, Daemon flies to Harrenhal and makes himself really comfortable after he was like lurking around like we were talking about. Yeah, those scenes were funny, him dealing with the Lord. The Lord Strong bends his knee, and we find out that he also believes that Larys Clubfoot is the one that killed the other Lord Strong and his brother.
My favorite quote is Larys Clubfoot is no lord of mine. That was my favorite quote of the whole show.
Yeah.
Episode today.
Yeah, he called it out. Like he's like, look at this place. Look how wet everything is. Why would you think the fire is just going to start? He knows there was some shadiness going on. But then but Daemon mentions that they're taking the Iron Throne. I thought that was a cool quote where he's like, the throne? He's like, yeah, it's a chair made out of swords.
That was funny, actually.
Then the next scene, we go back to King's Landing, and it's weird because we see all the banners and everything is green with the dragon sigil on it, and it just looks a little weird because we're so used to seeing black and red. So to see it in green now, it just looks a little off to me. What'd you guys think about that, or did you notice?
I didn't notice. Did not notice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw how they had definitely changed to their colors, got all new stuff. Hey, got to upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
This is the new version of the kingdom.
And there's no orgy tapestries to be found anywhere. It's all just those. Yeah, it's just those green, the green dragon sigil.
They might be in Aegon's room.
Yeah, maybe. If it's in anyone's room, it's in Aegon's, right? And then out there, Criston Cole meets Alicent's brother. And I don't know, he's like instantly unlikable to me. Maybe not as bad as Cole, but yeah.
Because he's like, oh, this is quite interesting how you just become the hand all of a sudden.
Yeah, out of nowhere, and you came from nothing, and now you got my dad's job. Huh, interesting.
Yeah, some friction there.
Well, she did give him his hanky. She did give him her hanky as he rode off.
Yeah. It's funny
I thought that was kind of cute, even though I hate him now.
Right.
I was wondering, like, wait a minute. Does Alicent stuff her bra? Or
no, it's
that's where they keep their handkerchief.
Yeah. I guess there's no pockets, so you just keep it there.
It's interesting how they call it favor. Like that's your favor. It's like a token of like that you have given me to remember you, to think of you and protect, to fight for you.
It means something, right? Like,
Or a ribbon from your fair hair, like from your highness.
he's gonna go away and sniff it, I bet.
Well, and to ask in front of the brother too, to also be like, you know what? I got this too.
Yeah, that ain't gonna make him happy.
And
I don't know. If she handed me that thing, I'd be like, "What? I don't want this.
did you blow your
It's
nose
not even
on
clean.
this?
It's all sweaty."
Is to dry your tears.
Cole's
It was
gonna
interesting
whack
that
off
at
to
the
it.
same time, Larys is strong is also, trying to manipulate King Aegon. He's working twisting his little mandibles around everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is.
I want to say what my least favorite part of the episode
Yeah, I
was.
don't know.
My least favorite part of this episode is Criston Cole and his ugly new haircut. He sucks, and I take back everything nice I ever said about him. My hatred grows each moment for Criston Cole.
He does suck. I fully agree he sucks.
Especially his haircut.
Especially his haircut. But what I thought was interesting is that he's kind of, a good war strategist or he seems to have a good hold on like what to do in battle. And that showed later on whenever he's telling Allison's brother to go back to the camp and that they're exposed out there.
Well, yeah,
and,
he did save their ass.
He did.
Big time.
That was going to say that might have been my least favorite scene is I don't know why she engaged like she was going to. Okay, number one, this is some of that like, okay, kind of like when I would be like in Fallout, like literally she could see that far from flying on the dragon. I don't
She's
know.
got eagle's eye on
But
the dragon.
like when I watched it on like the third watch, I was like, could they even? I think she just saw the reflection of metal, the sun reflection, and was like, there they are. Like somehow just knew. I don't know.
Yeah,
that scene was a little weird for me. I didn't know.
I think of it as like when you're like landing on an airplane and you're getting a little bit lower, you can still see what's going on.
But you can see people
on the floor.
Like,
I mean,
and
yeah,
no,
maybe
that's what I'm looking for.
In a vast full of just green, maybe, some speckles.
Well, and to me, I was thinking, like, why didn't you at least, Dracarys a little bit,
something
even on the way down.
She didn't
if you're
sneak
shooting
up,
fire,
no surprise, just like straight up. I'm coming in.
Yeah. So I could definitely feel that was, the writing to not let it progress too far yet. But that was a really cool part. I just liked seeing her on the dragon, like on the attack. Yeah, cool, but it was a little goofy.
I think it was to set the stage also to let the brother know, like, this isn't this frou-frou life that you think it is. Like, we're just going to go stay in an inn and have a merry good time. No, he's like, we're not staying in any inns.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he's about his business and everyone else is trying to mess around. So
Moon Dancer. I always forget that's what. We were just, Sydney and I were talking about how many names of children and dragons and just how many there are.
That is my favorite dragon. The one that was in that scene. Is it Moon Dancer?
Mm-hmm.
That one looks so cool. Its
looks
tail and its wings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bela's dragon. And then just one other thing I just wanted to ask you guys, like, did you guys get annoyed or what did you guys think when the Black Council is there and all the people in the council are like either laughing at Rhaenyra or telling her she's, she doesn't know anything or telling her she's making the wrong decisions? Yeah, they want to go to war. They want to use the dragons. They want to turn it up. And she's showing some restraint. And then whenever she left the room, Rhaenys was like, you guys need to chill the hell out because that's still the queen. And,
right.
Got to put respect on her name.
That was crazy.
They still all had to stand up when she left. So F you guys,
Yeah. But yeah, they're just disrespectful. So I didn't like it. I don't like
It
how they're
was.
talking to my queen.
Grandsire is loyal to the queen.
He's leal to the queen.
Can you guys
Live.
hear that? I'm lil as hell.
Leal AF.
Yeah. There is a couple of other dragon names: Stormcloud, Tyraxes. Those are the ones that Rhaena's going to be taking
Yeah. Some are
to
like,
trade.
oh, that's an easy thing to remember. Stormcloud, Moon Dancer, Tyraxes. What?
I wonder if anybody has named their kid after one of these dragons.
Ooh.
I wonder. Vagar.
Definitely dogs or cats, right?
Pets, yeah.
Yeah.
Let us know if your dog's name's Vagar in the comments.
That could have been a cool name for your lizard.
That is cool. Instead
Yeah.
his name's Steven.
Steven is epic.
Matter of fact,
Little
they need to name a
Steven.
dragon Steven or Bill or
Exactly. It's
something.
formidable and scary.
So we already talked about the eggs. I just want to bring up that, well, I have a question for you guys. So do you remember the scene where Aegon is like getting dressed in his armor and stuff? And
Yes.
he's ready to go to war.
Yes. I'll wear the armor of Aegon the Conqueror.
Yeah. He's playing dress up. But then when Larys Clubfoot comes in, he's like, "Oh, I heard rumors that everyone in your council is just trying to push you into it. So I don't know, you might want to stay home." Do you guys think he was telling the truth or he was still just manipulating?
No,
I
he's
don't believe a thing that freaking guy says. He's so creepy.
right. It is always very loaded with creepiness, but it also, he is saying something that is, yes, a perspective that the old hand would say is just like this. You think one thing, but the perspective from the people is another. Like, just think about the perspective of the people, whether it's true or not. He said it, like what he said before, right? Everyone knows.
Hmm. Yeah.
So he's
It
like,
almost
yeah,
doesn't matter if it's true, right?
it doesn't
Like
matter.
if
The whispers, hint, hint, the whispers I'm going to put out there are that,
and then speaking of whispers, he got the title of Master of Whisperers,
exactly.
which is like an actual position.
Ew.
It's like that's like a position on the council of like, I guess it's the same thing that the White Worm is to Rhaenyra, you know?
She's
But
cool when she does it, but
yeah, yeah.
You honor me, your grace.
Yeah. She's not just doing it for the feet pics.
no.
Feet pics. What is that? Like, it's more like feet
Show me some
POV or
ankle.
something.
Yeah. And then we see that the new Kingsguard, we already talked about this, they're dipshits. They're fuckboys, not great at their job, and pretty dumb. But then we also, when we go to, go ahead, Travis.
Yeah, there's a whole scene that unfolds that really kind of came out of nowhere for me. That I think you're about to cover here about
The small folk.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is where we meet another person, another, one of the small folk named Ulf. And he just seems like a freeloader and, a big talker. He's talking about being a Targaryen and, one of the bastard children of I think, Balon. And then whenever he sees that Aegon walks into the bar, he like craps his pants
Hail the
and
king.
yeah, hail the king. Because he did not want to get caught saying all of that.
Well, they were hazing him like, oh yeah, you could tell by your hair that you're so royal.
Yeah, Travis, you could pass for a Targaryen based on that.
I'm trying. Hopefully I get that silver hair look in 50s.
Yeah.
10 years.
So do you think he was telling the truth? Do you think he was lying?
He was telling the truth. Just blindly. Wow. Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if it seems like just a, how someone goes around telling tall tales and getting favor with people and getting free drinks and, like.
It's like when you're in junior high and you're like, yeah, my girlfriend, she lives in Canada and she's a model.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Just getting these like cool points.
She goes to a different school.
Yeah. And then the next scene that we get is Aegon in the pleasure house, like you guys were talking about. And Aemon Aemon's there with his number one sex worker, and
Madame Sylvie.
yes, she's a pro and she knows what she's doing, which is why everyone goes to her. And that's why Aegon was looking for her for the squire that it was going to be his first time. And then he starts making fun of his brother, and Aemon just zero fucks given. Like, he could not care less that they're making fun of him, or maybe he does.
No,
Maybe
yeah,
he
I
really
think
does care.
I think he's like processing this and is like, I think this is now he's ruined his little thing that he has with her, and now it's like, whatever, you can have her. She means nothing to me anyways. Like
No
he
more
had to
fetal
reset his
position.
own mind. Like, okay, that's gone now. Like that's, he's ruined that.
Yeah. Even though he obviously really liked her and enjoyed it, he's not gonna let that be something that his brother can use against him, right?
He's like, oh yeah, it's a common war. Go have at it. Which is sad for her. She looks kind of hurt by that. She's pretty kind of upset by hurt
I
by
know,
that.
right? Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
But what are you gonna do, And then we just have a couple more scenes. So back in Harrenhal, is it a dream that Damon's having? Is it a vision? He finds young Rhaenyra sewing the head back on of Lil Jaehaerys, and then he kind of like wakes up and sees a goth chick just
I
hanging out
definitely
there.
don't think it's a premonition or anything. I just think he may actually feel some guilt, like, oh, I'm here to always got to clean up your mess. And
Yeah.
seeing her sew the head on the child
Yeah, he's
is
haunted by it. I agree. And
disturbing.
it is a little creepy.
Yeah, that was meaningful. Like you said, like you can tell he's feeling guilt over it.
Well,
When it shot to like young Rhaenyra too, like maybe he forgot, kind of like that's who she still is in that little,
Mhm.
like, so.
That's how he sees her still.
I was
What?
like wondering if, trying not to get too deep into like, oh, the fantasy lore of like, oh, is she a sorceress or is she a witch? Has she put, has she put some spell on him, or is this supernatural,
Not out of the question, seems like.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not in this world.
she is goth. So, you never know. But no, I wonder
What they
if we're
call
going to
that?
see her again, or
Oh, definitely. I think we'll see her again. That tree, it seems like that tree is in Game of Thrones, isn't it?
it is. There's a
Yeah,
whole
okay,
bunch
there's a
of
big
lore.
lore around this
A
tree.
whole bunch
right?
of lore around the trees. They're
What's
called
it called?
weirwood trees.
Weirwood?
Mm-hmm. They got the faces on them that
Are
are
they the
like,
ones that bleed?
yeah,
I don't know
they're
if
like
that's
bleeding. They're like bleeding from their eyeballs.
okay. That hasn't happened yet, but
Right.
spoiler alert. Ignore what we just said.
I mean, she's probably seen it in Game of Thrones already, but
How far are
yeah.
you into that?
Like the end or beginning of season 3.
Wow. Okay.
But I mean, I'm going to have to start it over because I just completely stopped to
Right.
start this. So I have to kind of, which won't be bad. I'll restart it.
Yeah.
Do you
Not too far in.
like
chronological order.
Do you like the writing or like filming of how House of the Dragons is more, or do you like what you had seen in Game of Thrones better?
I really like Game of Thrones. I'm just more invested in this right now. I think that's why I like it more.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's like less characters. It's a little bit more of a smaller, tighter story.
And the
But a
drama too.
yeah.
All the like relationship, bloodline drama is very juicy. So I enjoy that.
Yeah, it is.
But Knight of the Seven Kingdoms is number one.
Number
for you.
one.
Yeah.
Absolute number one.
Top tier.
Yeah. So the newest one is the best one for you. That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very popular.
It's good. It was good.
With good reason.
Yeah. If you guys haven't seen that yet, you can go to our playlists and check out the season we covered, the Knight of the Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah, way to plug, Travis. Okay, so Rhaenyra goes to talk to Mysaria and hatch this plan where, she's going to sneak into King's Landing. She's going to dress up as one of the septs and go to where Alicent is and where she's going to be alone and have a conversation with her. And then, by the way, her guard looks super nervous.
Right.
He looks so freaked out, like, we're really doing this? But they do. And she goes and she talks to Alicent and finally gets a confirmation that it wasn't Alicent that was just lying about Viserys saying that his son should be king. She truly thought that, and it was a huge misunderstanding.
I'm so happy Rhaenyra got this confirmation. It would have irked me the whole show if she never knew. And how
Yeah,
smooth too, like, well, you could, but I'm gonna still kill you first if you do that, like if you scream and stuff.
Right.
So
I love
yeah.
that.
She pulled a
gangster.
knife on her, and then she's like, "No,
Hmm.
no, it's cool. I'm not going to do anything with this knife I just pulled on you."
Well, maybe we should start over. Like maybe
Yeah.
I didn't start it out so good.
I like she said that.
Al-
This
Al-
didn't I started as I wanted.
Alicent was so shook in the beginning too. Like, just if you go back and just look at her face, she's
Good.
making.
Well, she hadn't seen her in how long? I don't know.
Yeah,
Just
it's
like
been a
to
while.
be in your prayer place, your like quiet meditation place, to just look over and be like, "What the holy shit!"
Yeah.
Like seeing a ghost.
My enemy, right there.
I did want to bounce back just a little bit to Harrenhal, and he's had the vision, right? And he awoke from it, like woke himself up from it, like don't want to be sleepwalking, and anything could have happened to him, which is crazy, right? But the lady, we don't totally remember her name yet, but
I don't think they said her name.
she said a prophecy or like you will die here. That seems like it might be key to something. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, because I don't know if that ever comes up again. Maybe it will. Maybe it will in the future, but yeah, that was
She was
good
just kind of
catch.
like she was kind of off on the wings and kind of wandering around mysteriously the whole time.
Mhm. Whenever he first walked into their castle, he walked into their room where they're eating. She walked in and she was like giving him a mad stare, like
She's pretty cool. I like
she
her.
was not happy. But okay, so the last scene we just talked about, and I wanted to ask you guys, was there something that you loved or hated about this episode?
I hated Sir Criston. I love the
Especially the
dragon
haircut.
shots. That was truly my favorite part of this episode. Was the scenery was just breathtaking,
Loved
visually
and
striking.
hated. Yeah. So I'm trying to rack through all the scenes again in my head. I thought it was a pretty crazy camera cut to see the feud between the Bracken and golly, what I
That was
keep
cool.
forgetting the other one. Blackwood. And like just the way they cut to him with the sword in the neck, I was like, shit. Like, oh gosh.
Coming in hot.
Yeah, you don't usually see that. Like, you either see a battle scene or you kind of like see a little bit of the aftermath. This was something they really showed. Like, it looked like the whole war after, and all the dead bodies and stuff.
Pretty
So, yeah,
boy
that was
didn't make
cool.
it.
Nope. No, he didn't. And I do wonder if the stones were moved or if that was just, another misunderstanding.
Well, I guess they would have proof because stones leave a dead spot, an impression. Like, I mean,
Yeah, you would think so,
we
right?
didn't really ever see that on camera, but
It didn't look like they were moved. But I think the thing that I really loved, again, I talked about this in the very beginning, was just how they had that conversation about, the misunderstanding. I really liked that was discussed because that's not something you typically see in stories. And so,
her closing line, there has been no mistake.
yeah.
And just like,
Well,
that's
she
it.
knows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she realizes it now.
She's sticking to her guns, though. Okay. One thing I did want to start as we finish this episode is let's talk about something that really made us hyped over the past week.
Really eager to talk about this. So I've seen Obsession twice in theaters, and I am dying to see it again. Will definitely buy it when it
Really?
comes out on Amazon. Directed by Curry Barker, who does the YouTube channel That's a Bad Idea, all these horror shorts and comedy skits too, which I think is interesting. He's also a comedian. Great movie, great cast. The best movie I've seen in a very long time. Highly recommend. So anybody that's seen that, let us know in the comments as well. I'm gonna go see Backrooms tomorrow. By the time this comes out, it'll be long enough to where hopefully people have seen it. Would love to know what you think about that too. Directed by Kane at Kane Pixels. He's 20 years old, the youngest director in A24 history. And
Wow.
Curry Barker is 26, so he's really young too. Kane Parsons did the viral YouTube series, The Backrooms. He was super young, millions
Yeah.
of
I
views.
just
So
played it for somebody yesterday or the day before, and she was like, because she was like, my friends want me to go see this with me, and I'm like, well, you should watch. Like, what is it? And I'm like, well, here you can watch these, and yeah, that clip, the first one has the found footage,
so cool.
has like 76 million views on it. Like,
And Aegon is in it. Finn Bennett from A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Mark Duplass.
Okay.
Love Mark Duplass. He is so creepy in the best way. So I can't wait to see him in another movie. That's what I'm most stoked about, though. But seriously, you guys need to watch Obsession.
Yeah.
I am, for lack of a better word, obsessed. I seriously, I just got 5 shirts dropped off on my doorstep just now of
I
Obsession
love it.
shirts.
If you guys don't know, she has the ultimate shirt collection from anything that she ever loves. It's epic. We'll hopefully get a photo up one day of
Giant
all the cool
fangirl.
shirts.
I've got my Jake and Johnny shirt on today. Love Jake and Johnny. They're YouTubers and they're so funny. That's
Hey.
how I wanted to wear a captain's hat, because Johnny wears one all the time and I wanted to be
Nice.
like Johnny.
I've
So
never
I
seen
think
it.
that's sick.
that's what I'm most excited about.
All right.
Well, I think the Backrooms, yeah, I heard about it. I found out about it, I guess, a year or two ago. Tried to dive in a little bit, find out the lore behind it, and I tried to play the game, like the web game that was kind of made. It's a very interesting concept, right? And just how it is based and what, like that that light spectrum and like the yellow wall is what kind of irks us as human. Like, and to be an endless maze is pretty wild. So I think I will like it, where they're taking the story beyond that and kind of like, oh, this guy's just, from what I've seen in the trailer, putting some more story behind it. So we'll see how that unfolds. I think
I
it'll be,
also love the video games too. The
yeah,
Backrooms video games. I watch those walkthroughs all the time and
yeah,
they freak me out.
yeah.
Sometimes I have to get up and turn the light on and be like, okay, I gotta I gotta do something
Right.
else. This is
I didn't know
scary.
there was a video game with it.
Yeah, there's
Tons,
so
yeah.
much has been, and this all spawned off of a anonymous 4chan post years ago of just like a photo of this, and then so like she said, Kane Pixels at the time, the YouTuber, created short films around the idea of what that was. It's pretty impressive.
And it's true. I think everybody does have a backroom story. Like when you see some of this, it just feels eerily familiar, either from a dream or some kind of just distant memory. I don't know why sometimes it just like hits too close to home,
It
the
does get
creepiness.
weird. So we'll have
Travis,
to
you have
expose
something?
James to that for sure.
Yeah, I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I mean, for me, got hyped on attending Scarborough Fair for the closing weekend. So I went twice this year, trying to catch up. I think Sydney's record last year was almost every weekend or something. It was a little less this
Can't
year.
do that. Couldn't do that this year.
So it's a financial commitment every time I go, and try not to spend half my rent money on stuff that I just want and don't need. That was good. I met up with my coworker and his whole group of friends, and they all play D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. So their group meets in person. So that's kind of why they're all there. And same for them. meeting a new group or anytime I meet a group at the fair, this is my fair tradition, is to try to get a keepsake. So when we went for my birthday, I got you guys, we have our friendship necklaces to remember the day. And this time I got them like these keychains that had a D20, the dice that's featured in Dungeons and Dragons, or the D&D, the ampersand that looks like a dragon. So I got everybody one of those. But it was funny because I was like, hey, how many friends are with you? I don't think it was like 2 or 3 or something. He was like, oh, there's 6 of us. I was like, okay,
Cha-ching.
well, there goes $100, but I'm still going to do it.
One for you, not for you. One for you, none for you.
Yeah.
Just like you can have one, you don't get one.
Yeah, that's really nice of you, Travis.
It's just a way
my
to
rune
remember.
necklace.
I don't know. I just, as Sydney and I have gone a couple times together over the last couple of years, it just, I don't know. I really love it. Just the fair
Falls on your
experience,
birthday.
the fair life. It's at my birthday. It's just like such a cool escape from reality,
Cool time. It's a really fun time. Okay, so for me, it's a show that I've been watching, and I think I sent this to you in our group chat. It's a show called Widow's Bay. It's on Apple TV, and it is so good. It's scary. It's really funny, and it's just about this small town that's on an island, and how the mayor is trying to get more visitors to come to the town, and tourists and stuff, and how everything's going wrong because the island is haunted, basically. And I'll just say that. But man, it is so good and worth getting Apple TV for. I think it's a channel that, or it's a network that a lot of people are sleeping on and don't really have it. But it is totally worth getting just for that show. But there's plenty of other things on there that are really, really good. So that's mine. That's been making me happy for a few weeks now.
Cool. Very cool. I try to not support all of these companies that have subscription-based models. I'm like anti.
They're getting my ass.
Oh yeah,
they've got me. Oh yeah.
That's how I'm spending half of my rent money is on these damn subscriptions.
Mine is going to Pokemon cards.
We'll leave you with that. Thank you for joining us for Season 2, Episode 3 of House of the Dragon. If you like that, please like and subscribe, and I suggest you hit that notification bell because we have loads more content for you. Drop us a 5-star review wherever you're listening. It really helps us out, and we super duper appreciate. We're so excited to cover all of House of the Dragon before the season premiere, airing in June, Season 3. So stay tuned. We will see you next time. That's a wrap on tonight's episode of Cinema So Far.